Hello, welcome. I'm Claudia if you're new here, and if you're back, thank you so much for coming back. Today I figured I would bring you along as I holiday decorate my living room space. I mentioned it in my houseplant tour, so just recently, that maybe I would bring you along for that. And it's funny because I finally feel like after living in this house for almost 4 years, or has it been 4 years? Yeah, it's been 4 years. I finally set up our breakfast nook area in a way that I really love. I really love some of the plants that I have going on here in the fireplace, or most of them. And now it's time to rearrange things because we need to make some room for the Christmas tree. This will come as no surprise to you, but I don't do anything super crazy with holiday decor. It's pretty basic and simple and minimal, but I do love that ambiance that a Christmas tree brings, and just some holiday decor. So there are things, especially here on the fireplace. So the Christmas tree will go on this corner over here. The mantle gets pretty decorated, as well as I do add just a couple of other touches here and there that I figured I would show you together how my living room transitions from, normal time to a short window for the holidays, because again, this is really only up for a couple of weeks. So I hope that sounds good to you. I will say that in general, I don't love to move things around super much or change things drastically. So again, no surprise that what I do is pretty minimal. It's not gonna be super crazy different. And I obviously keep my plants front and center. Yes, there's a Christmas tree. Yes, there's gonna be stockings, but I love to incorporate my plants and that type of greenery and life into my holiday decor. It just, I don't know, that's what I like. So anyway, I hope that sounds good to you. I'll give you a before look, and then I'll start clearing things out, and then maybe letting you know what my plan is in my head. I did talk it out with my husband a little bit earlier, because I was just for a second, I was like, oh my God, these are big plants that need to move out of here. Where are they gonna go? But I think I have a plan, so let's just get started. This is our main area that we're gonna focus on, or what has the biggest transformation. We are gonna have to move this chair out of here. We move it out. I mean, I think we only brought it in right before the holidays next year, but we do need to move it out because we host Christmas Eve here, and we set up tables and stuff, and anyway, it just doesn't fit. So yeah, this is the before. I'll start moving plants out of the way, and we will start decorating. Okay, I moved everything, and the Christmas tree is here. I'm not gonna pretend that I did it. I asked my husband to do it. I just find it, I don't know, one of those tasks that's really tedious and I don't like doing. Debating leaving it just with the lights this year. I did that last year just with a big bow up top. I don't even know that I wanna do the bow. What I was going with that is, if we had ornaments, I do like adding ornaments, but I don't like adding the lights, and yeah, that's not for me. And then let me show you what I did with the other plants. So for now, this is what I landed on. This is where the bird of paradise is and the monstera deliciosa, and I actually really like them there. I used to have the monstera deliciosa in that spot before, but Hunter and the dogs kept knocking it over, so that's why I moved it. But so again, I do really like that. As for the fiddly fig, that's probably not gonna stay there, but it'll do for today's purpose, and we'll see how things keep evolving. The chair is just right here for now. It needs to be moved out, but let's start decorating the rest of the area. One could argue I should add the tree skirt and whatever I'm gonna do to the Christmas tree first before moving on, but I always like to add the bigger pieces first and then add the finishing touches. So we are going to move on to the mantle, and I'm going to place some live fresh garland that I just received from Lively Root, which actually brings me to the sponsor of today's video. They sent over a few pieces from their holiday collection, the wreath and the garland, and everything showed up looking so fresh and perfectly packaged. And honestly, I'm not surprised. The plants I received from them, even the larger ones, had zero damage. You wouldn't even know that they had been packaged and in boxes, and that's a hard pull with large plants, especially when they're bigger plants. Like I said earlier, I don't go crazy with my holiday decor, but whatever I do bring in, I love for it to be fresh and lush. And then I love weaving in greenery because I feel like it just softens the whole mood and just really elevates the feel of the cozy. And of course, I love plants as gifts as well. It's one of my favorite things to gift people. I truly feel plants are meant to be shared, and some of my favorite to gift are a sansevieria. You can literally gift that to anyone on your list. A braided money tree is for good luck, so for anyone that has something kind of special coming up, or you know, they're claiming their year, or maybe have a special event, something they're launching. A bird of paradise for that person that likes to make a statement, or all the jungly vibes. For the minimalist in your life, grab an indoor olive tree, and of course, don't forget yourself. A monstera type constellation is the perfect tree. I'll of course link Lively Root down below for you to check them out, and thank you so much to Lively Root for sponsoring this portion of today's video. If it wasn't super obvious, I'm gonna add the garland right here on the mantle, and it's pretty long, so I'm thinking I'll be able to do like twice, which is nice because it'll be nice and fluffy and fuller. Not that it's not already, like, but you know, it'll be even more. What do you think? I think this looks good. Let's place the wreath again, like my 3 main pieces, and then we will do the finishing touches. Actually, I'm just kidding. I'm not ready to move to that side of the room. The wreath is gonna go over there. We'll show you when I get there. So let's just try to finish this little area up, and yeah. First order of business are stocking holders and stockings. I do have a stocking for each of the dogs. Up next, the stockings. I do have kind of an issue with the stockings because I got all of our like initials for them. I think I got them at Target, and then when we got blue, they didn't have the same letters anymore. Or actually, when we were getting one for Hunter, they didn't have the same letters anymore, so got different letters for Hunter and Bear to match, which I really like. And then we got blue, and she just doesn't have a letter. So I would really love all of them to match, so I really just need to look for some that I like and then just get all of them. Yeah, but actually blue goes in the center because she doesn't have one. Well, it's not gonna matter. And there's so many bees. Bobby Blue Bear. Oh, maybe they face this way. Do they? I think they do. Then, this is a newish edition, but I printed this little Grinch thing, and of course in like a muted tone because, again, no surprise around here, I don't do like the big bright red or anything like that, but I just thought it'd be cute to add here in the center. Fun fact, The Grinch is my favorite Christmas movie. I think The Grinch is just so misunderstood, and it's just one of the sweetest movies out there. I'm happy with this so far. I do want to add, again, like some plants around, and let's do the tree skirt because I feel like that's going to help me just like visually ground the space, and then, yeah, we'll see what else and what we're adding. This is where we're at so far, and I'm really liking it. I think that, I don't know, I just really love the depth and dimension I have going on so far. And I know that in my houseplant tour, I said that the rubber tree was maybe getting a little lost with the fireplace, but I think that the garland and then the white of the stockings is really bringing it to life here. So I'm actually really pleased like this up. Now, I think that we need to add a plant, probably just on this side, just to like add some height, not too tall, So let's see what I come up with on that end. And let me vacuum just real quick though from just some of the garland droppings, but I'm loving it so far. And I really am thinking I'm gonna leave the Christmas tree just with lights. I don't know. Tell me what you think. This is what I've landed on so far. I really love it. I think it has really great dimension. It's really good, like holiday cozy with still bringing in my plants. I was kind of feeling like I needed another plant back there where I have that stand stool, but I tried a couple plants and nothing is really landing for me, and I do tend to err on the side of like less is more. So maybe this is just the way it's supposed to be. Tell me what you think. And I know my bird of paradise looked so perfect over in my breakfast nook area, but I actually think I'm gonna take the fiddly fig over there and then this one here so they can just swap for the holidays easily, hopefully. Okay, but let me know what you think. I really love it. I'm gonna add the wreath right on this mirror. I do add some wreaths to the door most years, but I always like to incorporate them inside because that's where I get to appreciate them the most. I'm just using a command hook, like that's what I've always done when I do stuff on the mirror, just because easy. So one of my favorite holiday decor pieces is this reindeer. So it's my father-in-law made it out of wood, and you just like put it together. It all just goes onto each other. Guess can't see it. The antlers, and it is missing an eye, so we face him this way. I have tried to change the bow on him to like just something more that I like, but it hasn't looked good. So this is still the original bow, and usually just place it right by the fireplace or by the Christmas tree, and it does get knocked over a ridiculous amount of times by the dogs. this is pretty much it, and by pretty much I mean this is it. That's really all that I do to my space. I will add another wreath like on the door, like inside and out probably, and my husband does decorate outside. If that's ready, I will show you what that looks like in this video, but I'm not sure that it will be. Now for tablescape day of, I do tend to go all out. I love to have a runner and garland and, you know, just themed everything, but it's usually again pretty in the neutral and minimal palette. Like I'll have greens and tans, maybe a touch of gold, usually no red. I just find red aggressive, like just very, I don't know, it's just too much for me. I appreciate it in other people's decor and other people's homes, but I feel like for my space, I don't know, we just don't mesh. And same, like the color red just doesn't go with my skin tone, so maybe it has to do with that. Oh, I'll also show you what the fiddly fig looks like over there in the breakfast nook area. A little more crammed than I would like, but I scooted everything a little bit over more towards the corner, the bar cart and the monstera tie and all of that, and I think that it'll do for the season. Again, it's only a couple weeks, we can live with it. That's gonna be it for today's video. Thank you for joining me in transforming my living room space from the rest of the year into the holiday season. I am happy that it's done. It always just adds like just a small element of like extra cheer and cozy when the Christmas tree is up and the stockings and all of that. So I'm excited to enjoy that through the season and the rest of the upcoming weeks. And I'll remind you, if you want to shop for some greenery for the season to add to your space or gifts for yourself or people on your list, check out Lively Root. I will make sure to link them down below. And thank you again so much for joining me. I truly appreciate you. Like always, any questions, comments, requests, drop them down in the comments. Have you decorated for the holidays? When do you usually decorate? I will say, this is completely off topic, but people that start decorating for the holidays in October, or like just that idea drives me insane. Like for me, let's do it Thanksgiving weekend. I feel like that's a good start. Like once, you know, those things are checked off, then we can move on to the holiday and Christmas decor. So I'd love to know when you decorate and what your thoughts are on that. With that, thank you again so much for joining me. I truly appreciate you, and I will see you soon. Bye.